Good day, I'm Nino Lito Salvan. Today we will be discussing about the branches of philosophy. But first, what is philosophy? These days, people use the word philosophy to describe some opinion they might have or an approach they might have to a certain topic. Like you might have a philosophy when it comes to golf or basketball or cooking. But we were going to use this word more narrowly to describe a way of approaching the world that traces its roots back to ancient Greece, 500 years before the Common Era, at a time of great intellectual movement around the world. By etymology, philosophy, derived from the Greek word philosophia, literally means the love of wisdom, was used as a new way of trying to make sense of the world. Unlike science, studies that have strong empirical elements, in the quest of searching for answers, philosophy is understood more as a way of thinking about questions. Big questions. And today, 2,500 years later, after the Greeks first brought them up, philosophers still love asking questions. Oftentimes the same questions in which they don't mind ever getting an answer to. But what are these questions that manage to intrigue philosophers for so long? One of the first might best be phrased as, what is the world like? Just simple to answer, right? Just look around and see the stuff, and this is what the world is like. But philosophically, the approach isn't just based on observation. It has other much complex questions packed inside it. When a philosopher asks what the world is like, he or she might be asking what is the nature of reality? Like, is the world just made up of matter and energy? Or is there something else going on? And if it is just matter and energy, then where did it all come from? Is there a God? So then, what is he or she or it like? And for that matter, when you're asking about the world, you might also be asking the nature of yourself as a citizen of the world? Or what kind of being am I? Do I have a soul? Is there something immaterial about me that will survive when I die? All these questions are ways of exploring what philosophers call metaphysics, one of the branches of philosophy. Metaphysics is the study of the nature of reality. It forms the basis from which we perceive and give meaning to our existence, being the foundations of philosophy, as Aristotle called the first philosophy. Metaphysics is further subdivided into two, namely general metaphysics and special metaphysics. General metaphysics is also referred to as ontology, and under special metaphysics we have cosmology, psychology or anthropology, and natural theology or theodicy. Ontology is derived from the two Greek words onto, which means being or that which is that everything that exists, and logos, which means knowledge or study. Ontology, therefore, is the specific branch of philosophy that studies beings and their ultimate causes, reasons, and principles through the aid of reason alone. And in other words, ontology studies the first principle, which are the essence of all things. So, some of the basic questions of ontology are, what is being? And why do things exist rather than not exist at all? And what is the meaning or nature of reality? Also, what is the underlying principle of all things that exist? And is there nothing? On the other hand, we have special metaphysics, which includes cosmology, psychology or anthropology, and natural theology or theodicy. Cosmology, from the ancient Greek words kosmos, which means world, and logos, which means study, is the specific sub-branch of philosophy that studies the world or the universe, including its origin, dynamics, and characteristics, as well as the laws that govern its order. Next, we have psychology. Psychology comes from the two Greek words psyche, which means soul, but is loosely understood as mind, and logos, meaning study. Thus, psychology is the specific sub-branch of philosophy that studies the soul or mind. Broadly construed, though, psychology is the study of the nature and the dynamics of the human person as a whole, with emphasis on the way the person's mind functions and the way he or she behaves. Lastly, we have theodicy or natural theodicy, derived from the Greek word theos, meaning God. Broadly construed, theodicy is the study of God, but specifically theodicy is concerned with the justification of goodness of God in the face of the existence of evil in the world. Another major branch of philosophy is logic, derived from the Greek word logos, which is the science of correct thinking or the study of the principles and criteria of valid argument by distinguishing sound or good reasoning from the ones that are not. The basic questions in logic includes the following. What distinguishes a good argument from a bad one? How can we detect a fallacy in an argument? What are the criteria in determining the validity of an argument, and what are the types of logic? Next, let's move on to the importance of metaphysics and logic in the educational institution. Our understanding of metaphysics forms the foundation of the other four branches of philosophy, as well as how we apply our interpreted perspectives, our perception, to our lives. If our goal is to grasp the workings of the world, our existence, and our true purpose, as well as our own hearts, mind, body, and soul, then we must approach it with the other proper perspectives. Today, the word metaphysics has become a description of many fields of interest such as philosophy, religion, spirituality, parapsychology, mysticism, yoga, ESP, dreams, Jungian psychology, astrology, meditation, self-help studies, positive thinking, holistic healing, life after death, reincarnation, and etc. Metaphysics are important in the philosophy of education for three important reasons. Number 1. Understanding how the conscious and subconscious mind operates provides the insight in understanding how humans learn, how to increase their capacity to learn, and how to encourage their desire to learn. Number 2. The mystical tools of concentration, visualization, and meditation provide powerful skill-building possibilities. The ability to concentrate is key to know how to focus. Visualization develops imagination, which is a crucial element of creativity. Meditation, the stilling of the mind, reveals the power of silence, which allows us to hear that still, small voice, which is always waiting to whisper answers and inspire ideas. Number 3. The exploration of the inner world of dreams and visions liberate the spirit to explore. Young children frequently have dreams, have visions of the other worlds, and see invisible beings. They are usually told they are wrong or that they are lying or making things up. Education enhances our questioning capability, hence we question everything, even our own existence. The metaphysics play an important role in satisfying this eagerness to know about ourselves and our existence. Now, how about logic? How does it affect our educational system? Logic refers to the philosophical study of correct reasoning. It deals with principles of sound arguments. On our daily basis, individuals engage in various forms of arguments where statements are made and conclusions drawn. In most cases, wrong conclusions are arrived at involving wrong premises and undue generalizations. Logic is therefore essential because it stipulates how arguments should be made and how fallacies can be detected in an argument and avoided. Within logic, two forms of reasoning can be distinguished: deductive reasoning and inductive reasoning. Deductive reasoning involves reasoning from general to particular incidences, while inductive reasoning involves reasoning from general laws or conclusions being inferred from particular incidences. It is the reverse of deductive reasoning. In this type of reasoning, various incidences of a given specimen are observed over a period of time. This type of reasoning is applicable with empirical sciences. In addition, logic functions as the following. Number 1. It helps us to reason correctly and avoid fallacies. Number 2, it is a necessary tool for philosophical and scientific thinking. Number 3, it helps in conceptualizing educational policies and realization of educational objectives. Number 4, it equips the teacher with the right reasoning and right language for curriculum content delivery. Number 5, it helps see clarity and meaning of concepts and statements. Number 6, it helps you differentiate between correct and incorrect reasoning. Number 7, it helps you to do self-judgment before making any comment. Number 8, it also helps to give answers which will make people rethink their statements well. Logic is about how the world works and how we think. If there were not such commonality, then it is hard to see how we could understand or even function in the world. So, that's it for today. Hope you've learned something. And when time comes that you will be asked questions that are beyond your bound, then better answer it in the philosophical way. This is Sir Nino. Have a great time, everyone.